Sunday, February 22nd, 2009. I decided to go down to Fullerton for the day and try my luck at some rail fanning. Here we see southbound Metrolink commuter train number 655 waiting on the platform 3 at the Fullerton Amtrak station, waiting to continue on south to Oceanside. What really caught my attention on this train when I came in was the locomotive that was leading today's train. It was MP36PH number 899, one of Metrolink's newest high-tech low-emission diesel locomotives. These locomotives were purchased by Metrolink from the Motive Power Corporation in Boise, Idaho between late 2007 and early 2008 to supplement their fleet of F59 PHIs and their older F59 PH diesel electrics. I later found out that this train had been running 15 minutes behind schedule and had been doing so all day since this morning. About 10 minutes after I arrive at the Fullerton station, number 899 departs to continue on south with train 655 to Oceanside, which will be the terminating point for the southbound run. Although I did get a chance to see the MP36PH, which I was really impressed by, I didn't get the opportunity to shoot the train when it was coming in, as it beat me to the station.
Looks like they're moving the train out of the way.
At first, when the train was moving away from the platform, I thought perhaps maybe the train was being moved out of the way to allow other traffic to come through. But it turned out I was wrong, and I later found out that the train was going back down to Oceanside to make another commuter run, as I learned it would be the only commuter train of the day.
It's going back that way, just so you know.
I know, but still. I didn't get to catch it earlier when it was coming in, and I'll be damned if I'm going to miss it this time. And, yep, looks like I was right. Looks like I was right. This is number 899's train. I can tell just by looking at the engine for gears. That's one of the MP36PHs. Metrolink's newest diesel. And I think they have like 10 to 15 of them.
Later in the day, I caught northbound commuter train 657 arriving at the Fullerton station from Oceanside. It later turned out that this was the exact same train I had seen when I first arrived at the depot. It had just changed numbers. I later found out that all the regular trains between Los Angeles and San Diego on the Surf Line had been canceled until 3 o'clock that afternoon due to construction on the track.
Come on, give us a horn show.
And then later in the day, I caught number 899 departing southbound for its final run of the day to Oceanside at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
That's for whether or not they want to sound off their horns in the station when they're leaving, basically it's open season for them. From what I've heard, the Metrolink engineers are not sound off their horns even at the station. I thought for sure he'd give us a horn show.
Yeah, I bet you everybody like to horn out.
Actually, I think I don't think I don't think the engineers are allowed to.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what I've heard. The railroad policy, the railroad's policies forbid them from doing so.
Yeah, I saw one on YouTube. I think it was And then there was a veteran departing with a
You still
PH,
going?
and he was given the horn show.
And he probably got, and the engineer probably got in trouble. Yeah, because from what I've heard for Amtrak, they don't have that restriction. So basically for horn shows, it's open season all year long for them.
Or to go a little back for the Amtrak.
So is the Amtrak going on this track?
Yeah.
Less than 5 minutes after the southbound Metrolink commuter train departed,
Horn show!
northbound Amtrak train 775 comes rolling into the station, heading north to Los Angeles before continuing on to San Luis Obispo. Little did we know that a surprise was coming our way on this train. When the train came to a full stop in front of the platform, we found out that the locomotive on today's 775 is none other than the Amtrak F59 PHI number 455, the Operation Lifesaver locomotive.
I mean, look, he's probably only doing like what? Maybe 10, 15 miles per hour?
Coming so slow.
Oh, Operation Lifesaver.
45? Holy shit, 55!
If you look carefully just to the left of the signal lights, you can clearly make out the shape that is none other than Amtrak number 455,
It is now.
which happens to be the Operation Lifesaver locomotive on the surf line. If you're familiar with its paint colors, you'll notice that it bears a striking resemblance to the Southern Pacific's daylight paint scheme, as it uses pretty much the same colors as the daylight job did.
Looks like they almost got in trouble. They said the dispatcher just contacted them and asked them to move the engine further up. Yeah, because looks like the way he's so close to the crossover, they probably can't move the. They probably won't be able to re-switch the track for the next train.
After a short 10-minute stop at Fullerton, number 775 is about to depart the Fullerton station for its final stop before beginning the second half of its northbound journey to San Luis Obispo.
Normally the engine is supposed to be completely clear of this signal.
It also turned out that not too long after the train arrived in the station, the dispatcher contacted the train's engineer and notified him that his locomotive was partially blocking the crossover right behind his train, and asked him to move it up so it would be completely aligned with the platform before they departed for LA.
Here he goes! Here he comes!
Here we see number 775 finally getting underway to start the final leg of the first half of its northbound run from San Diego. And it still has another 21 miles to go before reaching Los Angeles. Passenger traffic wouldn't be picking up again for 30 minutes, and the next Amtrak train wouldn't be coming through for another hour, so that sent me packing for home. This is YouTube user the UPA44 in Fullerton, California, out.